Was Alan Kelly. Why are you laughing?
Oh, because okay. What's the question?
Did he help? Was he good, bad? I mean, you know, power is a drug. Yeah, a lot of people picked up on that. I am my own boss, or you're your own boss in politics. And then Joan Burton coming out and saying he was a very obedient employee. I mean, what do you think of Alan Kelly, and what do you think of the sort of impact that he might have had on Labour's campaign?
I think we all have to take collective responsibility for what happened. I mean, sure. there's 11 ministers and ministers of state in the Labour Party, right? So I mean, it's a very old and grand and you know, proud party, and then there's 11 people who are at the, you know, in the senior level, and I'm one of them, and then you're overseeing what happened. So all of us have to take responsibility for it. Alan, deputy leader, director of elections,
carries the can then, really, doesn't he?
Well, look, we've all done interviews that we regret. I've done interviews I didn't even realise were being interviewed because I was being taped surreptitiously, and that ended up on the front page of a national newspaper. These things happen. Was it a great interview? No. You know. But I mean, we're all going to have to ask. The Labour Party has major questions to ask of itself. I mean, I absolutely believe that Ireland needs a Labour Party, but we have had the worst day, I think, possibly in 100-year history. So we're not really even at a point where we can actually assess, because normally you assess these things when the political landscape is set and you know what's happening for the next period of time. So until the government is formed, we can't really assess as to where we are for the next while, because we could be facing into an election next couple of months.
Just to go back to Alan Kelly, I mean, he's the deputy leader, on the assumption that Joan Burton is probably not going to be around for a lot longer as leader of the party. Should he step into the fold? Would you back his leadership bit?
No, I don't think the leadership arises at the moment, because there's 7 TDs. There's a challenge election as well. We are such an uncertain situation that we have an awful lot more to ask ourselves than just about the leadership. But I think all of us. I mean, people could accuse me of being a classic Dublin-based liberal, and his, you know, my narrative on certain things mightn't have helped people on doors. I'm quite sure that could be said of me. Difficulty to articulate the drugs message, for example, mightn't have gone down well in certain constituencies. Maybe.
Well, not when your deputy leader is going around saying power is a drug. That he's.
Look, it was one interview, and again, I've said things in interviews, or things have been reported that I've said that I've had to apologise for or clarify over and over again. It happens. Now, look, does it happening at the beginning of an election campaign? It's not helpful. Yeah,
but it also fed into this narrative that Alan Kelly has an ego problem. I mean, you're aware of this. Come on. He has a bit of an ego.
Everybody in politics has an ego.
Sure, but I mean, his is more visible than.
I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be sitting here now if I didn't have an ego myself.
Sure, but I mean, what about his ego? It's pretty big, isn't it?
Well, look, everybody has an ego. But look, you want me here to sit and criticise Alan Kelly?
Tell me what you really think about Alan Kelly.
Alan Kelly has a remarkable electoral record from the time that he stepped into politics, from the Shannon to the European Parliament to twice elected to Dáil. You know. This is a conversation we're going to have internally ourselves before we start shouting our mouths off.